It's an absolute pleasure to welcome Ms. Shruti Dwivedi with us today. Her journey really shows that with the right balance of hard work and smart choices, you can achieve big things in life. Currently, she is working as a developer at Fastel, a role she secured after doing a stellar internship as a software engineer intern at Atlassian. Apart from her strong coding skills and project experience, her consistency and determination make her journey a source of huge motivation. Today, here, Today she is here to share her experience and answer a few questions for us. So, without any further delay, I welcome you, Shruti ma'am. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Good evening, Ananya. Thank you so much for the invitation.
So, here are a few questions we're all curious about. Um, First is obviously your internship to full time journey. You have already experienced the work culture during your internship at Atlassian. How was the environment different there, and what are you most excited about as you step into the current role you're supposed to do at Fastenal?
So, first of all, the internship was a great journey for me because it was the first time I was looking into a real world project. And during internship, it was like we used to work on some small project or some side works. What I'm more excited about, and for as a full time employee, is that now I'll be working on a core component of a project that will impact most of the people. And during the internship, it used to happen that we used to ask some silly doubts to anyone, and we don't have that accountability of the work. Even we didn't have that responsibility. But as a full-time employee, what I'm more excited about is that the responsibilities I'll have and the accountability of the work I'll have.
Thank you. That was really well said. Um, my next question would be about the resume, which most students are very curious about. Your resume is really inspiring, but if you had to pick, what do you think actually made the biggest difference in getting you selected? Was it competitive programming, projects, or something entirely different from that?
The answer of this question, I won't say that there is any single thing which is different in my resume from other thing. I think it's a combination of all. So, including your technical skill is one of the most important thing in your resume. So you have to mention your technical skill, the achievements you have, and most important is the PORs or any extracurriculars you are doing. Because I think the interviewers don't only look for the technical skills you have, but they more seek for the team player, like how good team player you are. So I think the combination of all three is the most important thing which impact my resume.
Thank you so much. Uh, Now, here's a question that most people are scared about, that's about handling interviews. Apart from your technical prep, how did you manage the pressure and present your thought process clearly in an interview? Did your approach change after you actually got placed?
You're not audible, Ananya. Am I audible?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Can you continue?
Yeah, sure.
So my question was, interview is a nerve-wracking thing. And apart from the technical prep, how did you manage the pressure and present your thought process clearly in an interview? Also, it's I'm really curious about if your approach to an interview changed after you actually got placed.
That's absolutely very right thing, Ananya, that interview is a nerve-wracking thing. So during interview, what I used to think that it's not an exam for me, it's like a normal convo. You have to prepare your mind like that. Obviously, that's the biggest fear that for the first time we are sitting in an interview. So make it more like a convo. Don't think that it's an exam or something. You just have to solve your question and present your thought, whatever is going in your mind. You just have to tell the solution the way you are thinking. So in the interview, one of the most important thing is don't be quiet. Whatever you are thinking, just express that to the interviewer. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the most important thing. Like in my interview, what I used to do is whatever is going in my mind, the solution. I even didn't know at that time whether it is right or wrong. Whatever approach I was thinking about, I used to express that to an interviewer. So this is the most important thing I feel. And after I cracked an interview, and as a employee, what I feel is that solving problem is not the only thing that people look in you. They look for how well you explain your solution. So just getting to a solution is not a thing. How well do you explain that, that is important.
That's really insightful. It's really good to hear that. My next question is about projects. Everyone, including our seniors, say that projects are very important, but not all projects stand out. In your opinion, what what does a project really need to have to make it stand out, to really impress the recruiters? Also, is there any particular domain or tech stack that you would recommend for freshers?
For freshers, I'll definitely recommend like do MERN stack, like full stack development in MERN. And apart from that, what is more important is like interviewer, they don't look for a very vast project or something very big, but the most important thing is how deep you understand that project. And one of the most important thing is why, question answer of why you have built that project. You should have that answer, and how it's impacting others, other thing. And it's not important that you are making a vast project and you don't have even a single understanding of that, and that is useless. Even if it is a small project but it has some depth, that project is like gives some more worth to your resume.
Sure, ma'am. In-depth knowledge is surely very important. Now, my next question is about the placement season. Placement season is a roller coaster for everyone in college. If you could give just one solid advice to all your juniors about preparing and surviving this phase, as we can see, it's really stressful, and we would love if you could get, get us some advice.
Yeah, placement season is really a roller coaster because one of the most important thing is don't compare yourself with others. It's you have to admit that one of your friend might get placed in the starting of the semester and some of them is getting placed at the end of the semester. So don't compare yourself with others. You will face rejection. Learn from that and do apply your learning in your next interviews. So that is the most important thing, and you don't have that enough time to waste in thinking about all those things, that why I didn't get selected in that company, because there'll be a time you'll be giving two interviews per day, or in a row like 2 3 days you'll be giving interviews per day. So don't waste your time thinking about all those things, and be consistent.
Thank you so much for answering that. Now, here's a question that is common for all of us in EC branch: is getting yourself prepared for an SDE role. Since you're from EC yourself, and many of us are really curious, how did you make that shift towards software? Which skills did you, which skills did help you get an SDE role, and what roadmap would you suggest for all of us?
So first of all, this thing, like most of the electronics student might face, that we don't have that enough time. We have to balance electronics with software. So it's not a thing. Your problem solving skill, your logical thinking is not tied to a branch. So no doubt you have to put extra effort in comparison to the computer science students. So I think if you'll do a 8 to 10 month continuous practice of a DSA and development and CS fundamental, that's enough. And regarding roadmap, I'll say start with the, obviously start with the language, and then do the DSA, complete driver sheet, do the POTDs on GFG, lead code, and be consistent. And after doing the DSA, you can include web development in your preparation. And then before 2 to 3 months of your internship or placement season, you can include CS fundamentals also as a part of your preparation. And in electronics also we had subjects like computer networking. In the second semester we had C language, so that helped me a lot.
Thank you so much. Uh, my next question is not just related to academics, it's about life. It's about staying motivated. Rejections and slow progress are common in any field. So, on tough days, how did you keep yourself motivated and stayed on the same track?
I think I already have answered this question before because to keep, even I have faced rejection. Like there are times that I faced rejection. I didn't get selected in companies. At that time, my motivation was like I don't have enough time. I have that the peak time of that placement is 2 to 3 months. That August, September, October. So at that time, I used to think that I don't have enough time. I can't waste my time thinking about like why I didn't get selected in the last company. Instead, I used to start preparing for the next. So that is the most important thing.
Thank you so much. That was really insightful. My next question is about future tech skills. According to you, which upcoming skills or technologies are worth learning right now for the fresh graduates and something that will add value in the next coming years?
So for this question, yeah, there are many technologies which are coming in trend like cloud and DevOps, AI, ML, blockchain. So as a fresher, even if you don't have a understanding of all this, even if you have a basic understanding, that's enough. But I'll still say complete the beginner friendly things like MERN, Stack, DSA, and those things first. If you after that, if you think you have time, then you can start learning these skills. But still stuck to that beginner friendly thing first. And if you're adding these skills in your resume, that will definitely be a more great weightage for your resume.
Uh, we have already talked about resume. Like your resume is really inspiring, but how do we people craft a resume like yours? Making a strong resume is harder than it looks. And from your experience, what are the must have elements that make a resume catch attention? And any tips on quantifying achievements and presenting them well?
So for resume, I'll say that make it more crisp and keep it a single page. Quantify your resume and don't use filler words. And quantify means like suppose I built a project, like so, add the numbers to it. Like this project is used by 400 to 500 people. So that 400 500 people will be a great impact. And suppose why you build that project, so it is automating the manual process, it is reducing the manual efforts by 40 to 50%. So
Ma'am, am I audible?
yeah, yeah, I'm audible.
Can I continue with my question?
Yeah, sure.
Um, so, not all of us are overachievers. There are many of us who think that we have started late. What advice would you give to students who feel they have started coding prep a bit late? And how can they structure their prep now and still aim for good opportunities?
I think like even if you are late, suppose you are starting preparation, you have to prepare within 4 months, or even if it is 3 months. So it's not that late. Start solving DSA and like do solve the problem, quality problems. Not don't include the quantity. Suppose some of the students solve 1,000 question of a single type. Suppose 10 20 types, and even if you're solving a question of 300 400 quality question, so that will create a great impact in your preparation. And I think it's Triver 450 question, that's enough. And start doing that and include web development also parallelly in your preparation. Then after doing web development and DSA, I'll say include CS fundamentals also. And be consistent. If you have started late, no doubt you have to put extra effort than other people. So some maybe you have to study for 10 12 hours also per day. So you have to put extra effort, you have to admit that, and be consistent. You'll be able to do it. It's not that tough.
Thank you so much for the advice, ma'am. Now, my last question is about your journey from being a student to a professional. How did life change once you went from being a student to become a full time professional? What was the toughest or the steepest learning curve for you?
So there's a big change, I will say, on comparison to my student life to as a full-time employee. During my college, we have that flexibility, especially waking up late or anything. It's not a great problem, and you don't have that responsibility. Also, you have the flexibility too, and you don't have that accountability. But as an employee, I feel that you will have responsibility, you will have accountability of the work you are doing. You will be working on such things which will impact people, which will impact customer. So this I feel is most different from my student life to my working life.
Is there any else piece of advice you would like to give to the students of your own college?
Yeah, definitely. So I one thing I'll say, be consistent, because it used to happen with me also and with other student also. Like sometimes we used to solve 20, 30 questions per day, and in the next 10 days we don't used to solve even a one question. So be consistent. Even if you're solving two questions per day, that's enough. But don't leave your preparation in between. So if you'll be consistent, 8 to 10 months is enough for the software development role.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Shruti, ma'am.